Vivienne, good morning.
Good morning, Neil. How are
Thanks
you?
for taking the call. I'm very well, and I hope you're well. You and your
I
little
am indeed.
baby boy. What is he, 2 now?
He's 2.5. He's 3 now in April.
Okay, and were you listening to Lisa's journey, her my solo journey to mom? She's
I
heading out on the journey of motherhood with sperm donators.
Yeah, I did. I just kind of got her story halfway through, and I was listening. I was because it's so unusual to hear somebody else, like especially talking about the IUI process, because the main topic would be like IVF and the embryos. Nobody really talks about IUI, so I was kind of listening them with interest, and our stories are kind of similar. But I was lucky in a way that my first go worked, so
Now
I was blessed that way.
okay, and I'll get to that in a second, of course. This is
Yeah,
intrauterine insemination. Am I pronouncing that right?
yeah.
She 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 wasn't in a relationship, but she said that she had made a deal with herself. By the time she got to 35, if she hadn't met the right man, she'd become a mother on her own. Was your story similar in that regard?
Yeah, well, I wasn't with anybody anyway. See, the thing was with my story, like what made me make my decision kind of final was like my mom wasn't well, say, kind of the year that it was going to be happening. So we were going to the hospital to get results, and I goes, look, right, I goes, if she gets the all clear now from her treatment and stuff, I'll tell her that night and see what she thinks about it. And then I was kind of going, if she doesn't, then or if it's bad news, I leave it a while.
Mm.
So she got the good news anyway. It was all clear. And when I told her, then she was floored because it was the last thing she was kind of expecting to
What
hear
did
from
you
me.
say to her, though?
Well, we were sitting down anyway, and I was just kind of going, Mom, I want to run something by you there a second. And she was like, what's wrong with you? Because we went over across the way for a drink and a bit of lunch afterwards.
Yeah.
So she was kind of in a good form as such. And I told her what I was thinking of doing. I goes, look, I'm thinking about going to the clinic, like, and maybe trying to see if I can have a baby by myself, like, whatever.
Yeah.
And she just had the biggest smile from ear to ear. She was like, "Oh my God, I can't." She goes, are you serious? Are you deadly serious?" And I said, "Yeah." I goes, "I wouldn't kind of mess about something like this, like." And she goes, go for it, please do." She goes, like, "I'd love another grandbaby." So that kind of made my decision then, as long as she was on board as such, that I had like support, obviously, and like my
Well,
sisters are
you
great
got the
too. So
approval and the smile of your mother. What else do you need? So you
yeah,
went to Waterstones, the clinic, and
I did.
then do you go through the same process as, say, Lisa did? You get a choice of different. I hate using the word packages, but like categories, is it?
See, the thing is, when you pick, they give you the sites to look at yourself for the donors. So, like, it was a Denmark clinic that do the vials and stuff like that. So I was on the exact same site now that she would have been looking through as well. And like, there's hundreds of thousands of donors, and like, you can pick who you want. But as I was telling Nima on the phone earlier, there's something called you can be CMV positive or you can be CMV negative, which is like a gene that you match with. So if you're positive, you have to pick a positive donor, or if you're negative, you have to pick a negative donor.
Okay, so let's say
It's
you've
just,
gone through all of that and the genes and the hormones match. How
yeah.
then do you choose the man?
I suppose it's just down to your own preference, really, because there's all different types of nationalities on this. So it depends if you want to go with a Caucasian white person, or if you want to be mixed race, or if you want, say, a black donor, or there's loads of different races that you can choose from. So it's just personal preference, really.
And what do you see of that man? Do you see a photograph or what?
Well, because of the positive and negative CMVs, I had to choose negative. So, like out of my list, then I had to kind of cross off all the positive donors. So that made my choice go down a bit. So I was only kind of left with about 4 people in the end.
Really?
So yeah, they showed some profiles are anonymous and non-anonymous. So some would have baby pictures, like Lisa said, and the other ones then wouldn't have anything, just basic information.
So all you
But I
would
was
see is a photograph of what the sperm donor looked like as a baby.
Yeah, as when they were kind of first born, and you might get a childhood one as well, about maybe one or two, but
But
that's
did
all you get.
you, I mean, can you pick and choose different characteristics? Do you, for instance, check about the medical conditions of the donor?
Yeah, all that was given. I was lucky because a few weeks after I picked my donor, I went back onto the site again just to have another look through, and they were given like 6 month free membership, so you had total access to everybody's, well, most of the donors. Extra information like the extended profile. So it just happened that my donor had an extended profile, so I got his parents, his grandparents, medical history, height, eye color, hair color, whether there was any like medical conditions that run in the family, like heart conditions or anything like that.
Hmm.
But he was all clear, and they were all perfect. Like, so they have to go through all these tests as well before they can get on the register to be a donor.
And do you have any information as to the men who donate sperm? Do they do that on an ongoing basis? Is it a way of making money for them, or what?
Well, anytime I've been kind of on like mostly Facebook sites and things like that with people that are joined from England and Ireland, it's mainly the Danish bank that they use. So there's a continuous, like, you're never kind of waiting as such. There's loads to choose from. And my donor now, which would be that I use, he already has kids, and they say reasons for donating, and he just said just to help other people that mightn't be fortunate to be in the same position as me to have kids.
Fair
I
enough.
just want to help.
Okay. Fair enough. I mean, you take that as being the truth. It's just I had heard that a lot of college students do it for, added income or what have you. But for you anyway, this was.
Well, at least you get their date of birth as well and their age. It's all a full profile, So
yeah.
I suppose if you were kind of afraid in case you get a college student, at least they'd have ages and stuff up there so that you know that it wasn't like, say, a 17-year-old or that kind of way. But I'd say there would be restrictions around that kind of way with the proper.
They're paid though, aren't they? They're paid. They're part of you.
I presume and so that they get paid per donation, but I don't think you can do it like, say, every week kind of a thing,
okay. And did you find that, I mean, are you saying that the very first time, do you get 3 straws of sperm, is it?
Yeah, well, you can pick how many that you want, but they recommend to do 2 or 3 just in case the first one mightn't work.
And the more you get, the more expensive, I suppose, yeah?
Yeah, it depends. They're all different prices as well, you see, so it just depends on what you're kind of looking for, like, and there's different like motilities and stuff that would up the price or make a cheaper price, so you're better off kind of going to a clinic because they'll be able to give you the right information instead of, because like some people can just order it themselves off the internet and have it delivered to their house, so
if you delivered it to your house yourself, would you have to do the insemination yourself?
Yeah. Well, I think you might be able to like ring up the clinic as well and say, look, this is what I'm have to do, and maybe pay something separate to
anyway,
them.
You went through the clinic, so they did all of that.
Yeah, I went to a proper clinic, so there was nothing happening in my house in the bedroom behind closed doors or anything like that, so I was safe. Okay.
And waited, a couple of weeks then, and did a pregnancy test?
Yeah, well, after I got the procedure done anyway, they say wait 14 days because if you test any earlier, you might get a positive or you could get a negative, but that wouldn't be a proper result. So you wait the 14 days then, and then you do a pregnancy test then on the 14th day to find out whether it's after working or not, like. And then the clinic give you an appointment then to go down and get your 6-week scan then, because you're a few weeks ahead by that stage. So,
but how did you feel when you got it's either a plus or a minus? Is that what it is? It used to be.
Yeah. Well, do you know what? I had a wedding the day before, so I did it the next morning, and I was waiting for everyone to kind of be gone out of the room, like. So I did the test, and I say within about 10 seconds, I didn't even have to wait the full time. The 2 lines came up. My heart was in my throat because I wasn't expecting it to happen so fast,
Oh my God! You were delighted.
I was delighted in a way, but I was still in a state of shock as well. That I was like, oh my God, I can't believe it's actually after happening. It's after working, but I just couldn't talk for ages. So I just had to pretend all day like that everything was fine. I didn't whisper a word to anybody from the wedding or anything like that. I was just so like in shock. Going, oh,
you rang your mother though, surely, did you?
Oh, she was with me, but I didn't tell her that day either.
Was she delighted?
I waited until a few days later. Oh, she was thrilled. She was crying and all, like, so her reaction just kind of like made it all better, like.
Okay, and how was the 9 months and childbirth and everything like that? Good?
Do you know what? It was perfect. I couldn't have asked for a better pregnancy. Like, I didn't have any morning sickness, or I didn't have any of kind of the aches and pains or anything that come with it. So I was blessed in a way. And my bump was small too, so I wasn't huge, so I could hide it. I was very small for 9 months, like, and everything went perfect, textbook, perfect delivery and everything. So.
And at that stage, had you been telling people about your adventure?
Well, it was only a few people in my family knew. My 2 sisters, obviously, my mom and 1 or 2 of my aunts, and probably 2 or 3 of my close friends knew. But kind of everyone else didn't know. I was waiting till the 3 months were kind of past a bit, and I just put like my scan on Instagram, and I didn't say anything to anybody, and everyone was like, "Oh my God, really?" They thought it was like an April Fool's joke because people know that I wasn't with anybody, and they were like,
Yeah.
"How is she having a baby? Like, how did that happen?" Kind of thing. So the first thing they think
Did they
of
think
then
it
is
was
like,
like a one night stand or something?
yeah, they're like, "Who are you with? You don't have a boyfriend. How'd you have a baby?" So that's the first thing that goes through people's minds is, "Oh, she's after having a one night stand now, and
I
she's just saying
know,
that she's
yeah.
going to the clinic," kind of a thing. But not everything was positive. So that's why I was surprised when I heard that Lisa was getting such kind of horrible comments and being trolled from
Era
people.
she
Like, why
did,
would
but
you
there's
do
all
that to
because
somebody?
they're idiots. They're
Yeah,
idiots,
there's always somebody waiting to knock somebody
and
down.
listen,
Like,
Lisa's journey continues, and hopefully the IVF will be successful for her. But
yeah,
your
exactly.
lad now is 2.5 going on 3. What's his name?
His name's Oliver.
He'll probably grow up like your man from the Carlsberg ad, all right? Good looking lad, will he? Do you know the fella I'm talking
Everyone
about?
was saying, everyone thinks that he looks like, the fella from the L'Oreal Men Expert ad.
I'll
He's
take
like
your
a
word
dark
for it.
fella with blue eyes. He's blue eyes and curly hair like him.
You just want
And I
to
said, thank
date.
God, he looks like me.
Does he look like you? Well, of course he would.
Yeah, he's the image of me. When I was a baby as well, I keep finding baby pictures, and I pictures of Oliver as well were like carbon copies, same hair, same eyes, same features, same kind of mannerisms and everything. It's scary, like.
And is there anything that you weren't prepared for? And, words of advice that you give to other girls who might contemplate it? Firstly, it's expensive, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I wouldn't have paid as much as what Lisa did because, like I said, I was lucky that I worked in the first round because, like, she'll have to do a second round now, so that's another fee to start the cycle again. So that's how her money kind of went up because each cycle that you do, if it doesn't work, you have to pay to go again and again and again.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So, but I'd say to everybody, whoever's thinking about it, go for it because, like, some people said to me, "Oh, you're mad for doing it, and you're on your own, and you're this and that." And then I was here going, "But if I listen to everybody, you're never going to do anything in your life." So I would say at least go and find out anyway and get your options and get your bloods checked and just make sure everything is okay. And if you decide to put it on pause, then at least you know that your next step would be to go down and choose your donor and go about
And
having your family.
it's
Really,
It's Oliver, isn't it?
yeah.
When he grows up, if he starts asking questions, what will you say? What will you say?
No, a hunch like me and my sisters are adopted, so things like that, it doesn't faze us at all. So like if he asks me, I'm just going to tell him the truth, you know what I mean? There's no point in lying to him. And
Absolutely.
there's all different types of families. Like some people have one mom, one dad, two moms, two dads, so it's not a textbook family situation that everybody has. Like, so
Great story.
I don't think he should have a problem as such with it. Like,
So you would
not
say
at all.
absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah, 100% open and honest now with him, and
No, I'm saying because
that's all
she
you can
said,
do.
Lisa said, I always wanted to be a mother. I said to myself, because the clock was ticking, if it came to 35, she ultimately at 32 decided to go for it. There was lots left on the clock for her. But if it's, I suppose she was saying that there was this overwhelming feeling that she wanted to be a mother and would be a great mother.
Yeah.
Don't hold back.
Now, I'm not going to lie now, Neil. I didn't really have that overwhelming feeling, because I was 35 when I went to do it, like whatever. Now, I had nothing against kids. I love kids and whatever, but it wasn't kind of on my radar at the time. And like I said, it was just circumstances then that made me think, no, Vivienne, look, you have to go about your own life now and do something for yourself and have something for yourself. So you either do it now or don't do it at all, kind of a thing,
You're a great little
So I
family,
just
I'm
said,
sure.
go do it, like.
Well done.
He's nuts. He's spoiled rotten.
Well, listen, I'm so delighted I got an opportunity to catch up with you because you're a gas woman. It's lovely to talk.
No bother.
Thanks for
so
sharing,
much for
Vivienne.
letting me on.
Not at all. Mind yourself. Happy New Year.
Thanks, Neil.
You and
Happy
Oliver.
New Year to you too.
Bye.
New Year to you too.
Bye.
New Year to you.